Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Remy Fit Radio, where you can learn my philosophies on health, performance, and lifestyle optimization that I have learned from the years of experience as a health and performance coach. I'm your host, Brandon Remy, and let's get into it. All right, guys, today we are talking about what I like to call the pillars of performance, specifically the 4 pillars of performance. We have movement, mindset, sleep, and nutrition. So when you are thinking about optimizing your performance, right, or optimizing yourself as a human being, there's 4 real overlying categories that I like to break down, right? So like I said, movement, mindset, sleep, nutrition. No matter what sport you play, no matter what your job is, no matter your race, your religion, your male or female, right? These all apply to everyone, right? They apply to every single human being. Now, a couple things with these right now. I know I say movement, mindset, sleep, nutrition as if they're in order, but they're not really in any specific order, right? They're all equal. They're on an equal playing field. So how I describe it is that what we're really doing is we're building a table, right? Your lifestyle, your life, right? The style that you live is on the top of the table, right? You can think of your performance, right? If you are a jiu-jitsu athlete, if you're a football player, a wrestler, whatever it is, your performance is on top of the table. So it could be your lifestyle, it could be your performance, right? It could be a mesh of both. But you just want to think of something that is very important, right? Whether it be like whatever that you are trying to enhance is on top of the table. So we have our 4 legs of the table, right? Now, I don't know about you guys, but every table that I've ever seen, all 4 legs are the same, right? One doesn't have more, like if you're sitting at like a fancy table, like one leg doesn't look better than all of the other ones, right? And they're all the same height, the same width. They're very, very similar, if not identical. And we have to treat our life like that. We have to treat our performance enhancement just like that, right? We don't want to treat our movement more or better than our mindset, or more or better than sleep or nutrition, right? They're all equal. Each one of them is a solid leg, a foundation point to build, like I said before, either your life or your performance on top of, right? So just because I say movement, mindset, sleep, nutrition, like I said, doesn't mean that it's in that specific order. You could very well say sleep, nutrition, mindset, movement, right? Or any other combination of all of them. Regardless, we are building a table that is equal on all sides and level, most importantly, level. Now, if you think of what most people do, they tend to build a table that is slanting, right? Now, I would say most people, and when I say most people, it's people who are actually putting thought into their health, their fitness, their well-being. Most of those people are doing a pretty good job at, I would say, movement and nutrition. Movement number 1 and nutrition, right? Because most people, tend to go to the gym, and that's kind of how they get into the whole, whatever you want to call it, performance enhancement, lifestyle enhancement, whatever. So I feel like people do a good job at getting into the gym. They get intrigued by movement, right? They don't know that they're intrigued by movement. They know that they're intrigued by working out, but that's also, another name for movement, right? Those people that take that movement seriously and want to move on to the next step, right? A lot of times nutrition is right there, right? They kind of go hand in hand. If people are in the gym, I would say it's a safe bet that they're also semi-conscious of what they're eating. But now mindset and sleep is kind of where it all goes downhill, right? Goes off the deep end. And that is where your tabletop is slanting, right? If you think about movement and nutrition as two legs of the table and they're, very high up, and then your mindset and sleep you don't pay attention to at all, basically, that's on the low side. So now your life, right, on top of the table is slanting down and away from you, right? Your performance on top of the table is slanting down and away from you because of your lack of mindset and your lack of sleep. Not your lack of mindset, but your lack of building a mindset, right? And your lack of thought, the lack of thought put into sleep, right? Everybody sleeps for the most part, but how do you sleep? Do you do it with intention? Like, there are certain things that we can do to make our sleep better. So once again, right, they're all equal. It's not that one is better than the other, or some are worse than the others. They're all equal. They're all 100%. I know a lot of a lot of people think about that quote. It's 80% diet and 20% working out. I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. It's 100% of both, right? Everything we do should be at 100%. Because if you're doing it at 50%, then why even fucking do it? You might as well just save your time, save your money, and just not do it. You have to be all in or not at all, in my eyes, right? You could half-ass the gym, you could half-ass your nutrition, half-ass sleep, but then what do you get? You got a half-ass life, right? I want to be 100% in everything, so that way my life is 100%, 150% if I can. So just, really get that into your head that all of these, right, movement, mindset, sleep, nutrition are all equal. You should be putting in just as much work to your sleep and your mindset as you are with your movement and nutrition. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through each one of them and give you a little like a little breakdown or a subcategory or a phrase that kind of wraps it all up, at least in my eyes, right? So for movement, right, the way I see movement is move well and move often, right? We have to move in order to be healthy. And when I say movement, I don't just mean going to the gym and lifting weights, right? When I say movement, I mean, our cells and, at a cellular level, are we moving, right? Deep down in our biology, we are meant to move, but are we really moving? Our bodies, once again, a step up from the cells, like our bodies, we are meant to move. Or let's even take it back a little bit, right? We have cells, right? And then they, group together and make muscles and organs, right? And they all move. And then collectively, right, we have organ systems and muscular skeletal systems, right? Those are designed to move. And then even bigger, we have us, our bodies, right? A collection of systems is the human being, right? Which is designed to move. And then if you look past us, the environment is full of movement, right? There's no such thing as a static environment, right? 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, the environment is moving. It's constantly changing. It's shifting. We have seasons, right? Night and day. And then past our environment, like locally, we have, the earth. The earth is constantly moving, right? Once again, we are spinning on an axis 24 hours a day, every single day of the year. Right, and past that, we have the solar system, right? That, once again, is constantly moving. All the planets, the stars, this and that, right? We're all moving. The bottom of the line, the bottom line is we need to be moving. So that's just like a little micro to macro, right? Movement scale. So as you can see, like deep down in our DNA, right, and even our DNA, right, it's a double helix, right? It's a strand of DNA, but it's a double helix, right? And if you know anything about a double helix, that kind of shows you that it's moving in a spiraling pattern. So deep down into our DNA, we are moving all the way out into outer space. Everything has movement, right? So once again, move well and move often. Mindset, right? Your mind is a muscle, so you should use it, right? We should be actively trying to enhance this muscle, make it stronger, make it endure more, you know? Think about those brain gains. A couple ways to do this is number one is meditation is a great mind uh, stimulant for the mind, right? Can you meditate? Can you force yourself to be quiet? And obviously this isn't the only way to meditate, but can you force yourself to be quiet? Can you force yourself to listen to your thoughts? And can you force yourself to get rid of those negative thoughts and bring in some more positive thoughts? Right? Reading books is another great exercise for the mind. Anything that will bring you into the moment is a great mindset routine or exercise, right? So even just like movement flows and maybe yoga, or if you do jiu-jitsu, like flow rolling, something where you're not like thinking and you're kind of just moving, right? That could also be used as mindset. So once again, your mind is a muscle. Use it often, because you either use it or lose it. Sleep. My little tagline for sleep is sleep smarter, not longer, right? I think sleep is probably the one that most people have a hard time with, because either people are just like, oh, yeah, I get sleep, or they're on the total opposite end where they don't sleep at all and they have no idea what to fucking do. Like, not even a little bit. Oh, I take melatonin, I smoke weed, I tried CBD. Like, it doesn't work, So what is the common factor of, all of that is you. Now, do these medicines not work, or do they not work on you? Or are you not allowing them to work on yourself, right? Sometimes sleep could also be in the mind, right? We could have to do a little bit of mindset work in order to sleep better, right? One thing that they say in the 023 program is a good night's sleep starts first thing in the morning. So if you're trying to get a good night's sleep, say tonight, it's kind of too late for that, right? You should really be working for a good night's sleep tomorrow. And we'll go more into detail with that on another, on the sleep podcast. But I just kind of want to give an overview of everything, right? So sleep smarter, not longer. Well, one funny thing that I think with sleep is that, like, as coaches, so for movement, we're telling people to do, back squats and kettlebell swings, and, make sure you swing your steel mace and do 3 sets of 10 of this and 5 sets of 6 with that. And then, mindset, we tell people to read books and meditate and, do all these little exercises. And then nutrition, we give people, recipes, and we have nutritionists that can, give you a, what am I looking for? A meal plan, right? A specific meal plan. And then we get to sleep, right? And sometimes, your client asks you, oh, well, what about sleep? Like, how do I get to sleep? How do I either A, get to sleep, or how do I stay asleep? And, what do we say? We just say, oh, just, go to bed a little earlier. Wake up earlier and you'll get, more hours in your day, And it's kind of like we don't even really think about it. We just ask how many hours of sleep are you getting? That's usually the first question is, well, how long have you been sleeping? Like, how many hours a night are you getting? And you can sleep 10 or 12 hours a night, and that is not great for you. right? Because it's not about the amount of sleep, it's about the quality of sleep, right? If you haven't already, I highly recommend going reading the book. It's called Sleep by Dr. Nick Littlehales. I'll put that in the show notes. And it's a great book to learn just like some odd things about sleep, right? Where, because nobody really teaches you about sleep, right? They just say, oh, just sleep longer. Oh, you're only getting 5 hours sleep. You should be getting 7 and 9. But that's not true for everyone, right? And once again, I'll go deeper into this, on a podcast just about sleep. But I just want to get this out there for now, right? Where it's not, like I said, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So, I mean, even personally for me, I was sleeping a little bit too much, right? I go to bed, try and get to bed at like around 11, and I'm waking up at 5 a.m. every day, and it seems like it's not enough, but it's actually the perfect amount, right? And I was sleeping a lot longer. I was going to sleep at like 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10, between like 9 and 10, right? And I kind of pushed it back an hour and a half, and now I'm going to bed, more like 11, and like 11, 11:30. And I can say that I've been waking up a lot easier in the morning, right? It has to do with your sleep cycles, and once again, we'll get deeper into that with sleep. But just know that sleeping longer is not always better, right? Quality over quantity when it comes to sleep. And last but not least, nutrition, right? My go-to, like to tell everyone, is eat real food, right? You should be eating what your grandparents ate. You should be eating what their grandparents ate, right? Not McDonald's and Burger King and, package this and package that and Pop-Tarts and, protein fucking flavored this and, we it's just like the thing with nutrition is that you can't make money off of telling people to eat real food. I mean, I guess you can make money off of anything, but for the most part, you cannot just tell people, oh, eat real food, like eat plants, eat vegetables and meat, and, because it's like, it seems too good to be true. But really, it's not. It's literally what we're designed to eat. We're designed to eat real food, things that come from the ground, that come from the environment, that you can physically go and, like I said, harvest from the ground or harvest, a life, fishing, hunting, stuff like that. It just, we've made nutrition into a salesy scheme, right? Where if you go on the shelves of any store right now, there's products that say gluten-free this, gluten-free that, right? Keto this, whatever, fill in the blank, zone diet, Atkins bars, right? We have all these these buzzwords, and it's just to sell. It's just to get someone who doesn't understand nutrition to be like, oh, look at that. That's healthy. I have to buy it, right? And if you really know enough about nutrition, you should know that they shouldn't have to sell you on things, right? When you go to the produce section, right, it doesn't say like gluten-free bananas, right, and gluten-free apples. Like it doesn't say low sugar, whatever, beets. It just says beets. It just says apples. It just says celery, right? There's no such thing as put insert health claim here, fruit, vegetable, meat, whatever, So the things that often have to say, like wave a flag at you and say, hey, look, I'm healthy, are generally the things that I believe are not too healthy, even if they mean well, right? Like some like protein bars and even like Cliff bars and Kind bars and stuff like that. Like they're great for when you're in a pinch and you don't have food, but then again, you could always just fast, right? But if you need to eat, they're great for that. But it's not like an everyday ordeal. At least it shouldn't be, right? You should eat that apple. You should eat the orange, the pear. Have that as your snack. Don't always reach for something that has to tell you it's healthy. Once again, if it claims that it's healthy, it probably isn't. Just like our apples and oranges and pears, all of our fruits and vegetables, they don't say, hey, look at us, we're healthy, we're, zero carbs, we're, whatever it is. It doesn't say that. It just says the name of the fruit, the vegetable, the meat. Little side note, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in the store was, I believe it was Sam's Club, and I was shopping there, walking around, picking up, I think I was getting like water and stuff, and I'm in the aisle with like all the drinks and stuff, and there was literally a fucking sign that said gluten-free water. Like, what the fuck? You mean to tell me that like all of your other water has gluten in it? Like, how fucking stupid is that? Yeah, just like, I really wanted to go and like rip the sign down, or just like have a conversation with people. Like, are you buying this because you think it's gluten free? And then just explain to them that gluten should not be in your water, right? There shouldn't really be anything in your fucking water. It should literally just be H2O. That's it. There shouldn't be anything else. So if you see those health claims at the store, just stay away, right? I guess my best piece of advice is kind of like everyone else says, just shop around the perimeter of the store. Usually the middle of the store is full with bullshit, those fake foods and shit like that. If you notice, the perimeter of the store is usually filled with more real food, like, your produce, your fruits, vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, your dairy, your meats, stuff like that. I'm not going to get too into nutrition and what I believe in, but just know that you should be eating real food, right? Whether you're a carnivore or you're a vegan, you should be eating not the same thing, but the same, like your mentality of why you're eating what you're eating should be the same, right? You should want to eat real food, and it should be life that is giving you life, right? Now we can argue whether, plant life should be giving us life, or, animal flesh should be giving us life. But regardless, the mindset is the same, right? Most diets, well, all diets for that matter, they all work, right? Like I said, whether you're a carnivore or you're a vegan, you could be paleo or keto. If you follow that diet that's prescribed, air quotes, prescribed for you, it's going to work. It's just a matter of how well are you willing to follow it, right? And can you follow that for the rest of your life? Because the only diet that you should follow is one, that you can follow. Like, you shouldn't be like, within reason. Like, you should try some new things here and there, but you shouldn't be forcing yourself to do a diet because of the results that you saw somebody else get, right? If you have to force yourself to be on this diet, then it's not going to last, right? So find something that you don't hate, that you can eat, how you want to eat. Obviously, you're going to have to give some things up here and there, but for the most part, you should eat how you want to eat. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a vegan, vegetarian, carnivore, keto, as long as you are eating real food that has come from the earth, you are on the right path. So just a little recap, right? Movement, mindset, sleep, and nutrition are our 4 pillars of performance. They are all equal. Not one is better than the other. And remember, we are building ourselves a table, right? And our table is built upon these 4 pillars, right? Our 4 legs of our table, and we want our table level, right? Our life is on top of this table. Our performance is on top of this table. We do not want this table to be sliding, to be slanted either, whatever, towards or away from us, right? Because that means our life or our performance that is on the top of the table is slowly sliding away, right? With an unbalance of these four pillars is going to lead to a decrease in performance, an injury, some sort of metabolic disease, and just an overall unhealthy, unhappy, very, very, very unproductive lifestyle. So maximize and optimize these four pillars for you to perform well and live the best life. And that does it for another episode of Remy Fit Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed listening, and if you think I can add any value to someone else, please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to learn more or you are interested in my online lifestyle optimization course, head over to my website, www.remyfithp.com, and follow me on Instagram at @BRemyFit.